ready, Mace?
Party people, in the place to be. It's about that time for us to.
Yeah, what you know about going out? Head west, red legs, TVs, all up in the headrest. Tryna live it up, ride jewel, bigger truck, piece all glittered up. Stick a kid, nigga, what? Jig with a cut, slip Chris, spit it up. Hoes ride, get your nut till I can't get it up. I'm a big man, get this man room. I done hit everything from Cancun to Grand Tune. Why you stand on the wall, hand on your balls, lighting up drugs, always fighting in the club. I'm the reason they made the dress code. They figure out what and why when I'm in my fresh clothes. Dresses, I suppose, from my neck to my toes. Neck full of gold, baguettes in my rolls. Rec shows, collect those extra O's. By the E, get a key to the Lex to hold. East, west, every state, come on, bury the hate. Millions, the only thing we in the hurry to make. Whether from the ex-friend, intellect, or bins. Let's begin, bring this BS to an end. Come on.
Bad, 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 bad boy. Yeah. You make me feel so good. Bad you know you make me feel so good. Yeah. You know you make me feel so good.
That's what we do.
Bad, 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 bad
Come on.
boy. I wouldn't change you if I could. I wouldn't change you if I could. I wouldn't change you if I could.
You can't understand, we be Waikiki, sipping DP to the TV, look greedy. Little kids see me way out in DC with a Z3 Chrome BBs. They wanna be me. Niggas talking shit, they ought to quit. Unfortunate, they don't see a fourth what I get. And those be the same ones walking while I with. Just started seeing cars cause they auction it. So while you daydream, mama say they gleam. And I deal with hoes that pose in Maybelline. One time you had it all. I ain't mad at y'all, now give me the catalog. I show you how daddy ball. That's right. 6 cars and power to 5 big stars. Sit up CEO style, smoking on cigars, nigga. It's like y'all be talking funny. I don't understand language of people with short money. Come on now.
Bad, 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 bad boy.
Yeah.
You make me feel so good.
Come on.
You know you make me feel so good. You know you make me feel so good.
That's what we do.
Bad, 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 bad
Yeah.
boy. I wouldn't change you if I could. I wouldn't change you if I could.
Come on.
I wouldn't change you if I could.
Dumaze got the ladies. Do Puff drive Mercedes. Take hits from the 80s, but do it sound so crazy?
With me personally, it's nothing personal. I do what work for me, you do what work for you. And I dress with what I was blessed with. Never been arrested for nothing domestic. And I chill the way you met me. With a jet ski, attached to a SC. Smoke my Nestle, no mad rap, ass cat, where my check be. Problem with y'all, I said directly. That's right. Went from hard to sweet, starved to eat. From no holy shows to menage a suite. Now I be the cat that be hard to meet. Getting head from girls that used to hardly speak. Come on.
Bad, 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 bad boy. You make me feel so good. You know you make me feel so good. You know you
Bad
make
boy.
me feel so good.
That's what we do.
Bad, 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 bad boy. I wouldn't change you if I could. I wouldn't change you if I could.
Come
I
on.
wouldn't change you if I could.
Let's go.
Bad, 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 bad
Yeah.
boy. You make me feel so good. You know you make me feel so good. You know you make me feel so good.
Come on.
Bad, bad, bad,
Don't stop.
bad boy. I wouldn't change you if I could. I wouldn't change you if I could. I wouldn't change you if I could. Bad, bad, bad boy.
Kiss me hard before you go. Summertime sadness. I just wanted you to know that baby, you're the best. I got my red dress on tonight, dancing in the dark in the pale moonlight. Done my hair up real big, beauty queen style. High heels off, I'm feeling alive. Oh my God, I feel it in the air, telephone wires above, all sizzling like a snare. Honey, I'm on fire, I feel it everywhere. Nothing scares me tonight. Cruising down the coast, going about 99. Got my bad baby by my heavenly side. I know if I go, I'll die happy tonight. Oh my God, I feel it in the air, telephone wires above, all sizzling like a snare. Honey, I'm on fire, I feel it everywhere. Nothing scares me anymore. Kiss me all before you go. Summertime sadness. I just wanted you to know, baby. I got that summertime, summertime sadness. Summertime, summertime sadness. Got that summertime, summertime sadness. Think I'll miss you forever. Like the stars miss the sun in the morning sky. Wait is better than never. Even if you're gone, I'm gonna try. I got that summertime, summertime sadness. Summertime, summertime sadness. Got that summertime, summertime sadness. Oh. Kiss me all before you go. Summertime sadness. I just wanted you to know, baby. I got that summertime, summertime sadness. Summertime, summertime sadness. Got that summertime, summertime sadness.
Let's all rise for the Israeli national anthem.
Rape, rape. Rape, rape. Rape, rape. Rape, rape. Make her suck your dick the first date. You scared to rape a bitch? I can't relate. She let me in the house, nobody's safe. Now pass the plate. Rape, rape. She let me text her, won't let me touch her. She says she can't fuck, I'm like her brother. Kick down the door unannounced, while she lay on the couch. I gives a fuck, this your house. Place that crotch on my mouth. Rape, rape. Rape, rape. Rape, rape. On the first fucking date. Rape, rape. Rape, rape. Put that pussy on my motherfucking face.
All right, chat. How's everybody doing tonight? On our lovely Sunday evening here. Yeah, tropical storm. I'm getting thunderstorms all day on the peripheral of it. So a couple of days ago, I got a super chat. Let's go ahead and play that for us here.
Have you heard of Jesus?
Duke Tumwater sends $25. Thank you very much. Says, watch the video Why I'm Pro-Choice But Anti-Death Penalty by Jordan Owen. Dude, come on, man. I like Jordan. I don't want to pick on Jordan. Yeah, he's sensitive, too. I don't want to pick on poor Jordan Owen. I like Jordan Owen. Oh, Lordy. How long is this? Let's see. Let's see. Because I mean, Jordan can ramble. Is it a recent video? Let's see. I guess we'll search it. It's from a year ago, looks like. 20 minutes, my gosh. I don't know, Chad. I don't know if we want to watch this. I don't think we do. I suppose we'll at least watch some of it, but did you all hear that? You can't even make some of this shit up. So the Israeli, I guess, parliament, whatever the fuck their legislature body is, they were debating over whether or not it's okay to rape people. Well, to them, not people. Yeah, apparently, a big shock to no one. The Israelis have a little problem with raping prisoners, and you know, some people in Israel are some cucks, I guess, think that that's not okay. When the fuck is anybody gonna fucking wake up on Israel? Like, look, you don't even have to hate them to acknowledge the fact that they hate you. They said the UK has devolved into a race war. Yeah, I heard that. I mean, I didn't pay a ton of attention to it because I generally don't pay attention to countries without their flag on the moon. But I did see a little bit of that. It was funny. I saw on Twitter Lonely Goomba, who is he has a Nintendo channel, and he's usually pretty not woke, I guess. Usually, you know, does some edgy jokes and shit like that. He's like, it's terrible, all these Nazis, and it's like, bro, these Muslims are like raping like 11-year-old girls, killing them and shit. So like, it's funny. The Israelis and the Arabs have more in common than they want to admit. Bunch of fucking savages like to rape people. Guess we'll watch this on video. I don't want to, though. Why are you all gonna be doing? Nobody's ever like, hey, let's watch like, you know, chicks jumping on trampolines or something like that. No, we never do that. Nobody ever suggests that. It's got to be this kind of shit. Comments are turned off. Come on, Jordan. What are you doing? What are you turning off comments for? It's kind of gay.
So my previous video dealt with a discussion of two people who are accused of some very despicable crimes, and one of the things I talked about is how the Daily Wire is calling for the death penalty in the case of these two individuals. I don't want to reiterate the whole thing.
Well, the Daily Wire, did they criticize Israel? Is that what the Daily Wire is calling for the death penalty?
That's the point in question, and I mentioned in the course of this video, the previous video, that I am fundamentally completely opposed to the death penalty. I don't believe in the death penalty.
Okay.
All right, and I would say the only exception to that is certain instances where you have things like active shooters where force has got to be imposed. Force and potentially lethal force has to be imposed in...
That's not really the death penalty. That's just... That's just somebody is killed in the act of apprehension, and like that happens, you know. I mean, I'm not pro cop, but don't, you know, don't go resisting arrest if you ain't prepared for shit to get real. I don't know what to tell you.
The moment to stop somebody on a killing spree, and even that should be done with great caution, conservatively, if you will. But anyway, I'm fundamentally opposed to the...
Chat says it's this or whip and the pig mask you pick. Well, it depends on who's whipping me. You know, I don't know. Is Azalea Rosa available? Because then maybe we can talk. I'm not, you know, I don't know who really wants to see that, but okay. By the way, Chad, I think I might be getting a co-host lined up. I might actually make a go at really trying to make the channel serious again. You know, not low effort dog shit. I'll probably have to start streaming on the other laptop since this one's dying. And I'm too retarded to fix it, but I don't know. We'll work that shit out. But I got a potential co-host that I think might work out well.
death penalty. So somebody called the Duke of Tumwater wrote in and said, honest question, why are you against putting to death heinous criminals like the two men you talk about in your video, but okay with a woman terminating the life of an innocent child? Totally fair question, and I'm happy to answer any question that's asked sincerely and in good faith. I read the wording of your question because I think that gets at the heart of a perceived hypocrisy that's not really there. I know it's a hypocrisy in the mind of a lot of pro-life people, but it's really not there. The fault in your logic...
And so let me guess, he doesn't think it's a baby, so he doesn't think it's murder. So, I mean, like, I get it. I don't particularly think it's a baby early on either. Like, right at conception? Yeah, it's your baby. Yeah, okay. Like, I don't have a problem with the morning after pill. Fuck yeah, that should be over the counter for all I care. Like, go nuts. I don't care. So fertilized, like, yeah, cool. Now, yeah, like, late term pregnancy, the kid's fighting the scissors. I guess that's a baby. That's a little different, isn't it? By the way, most pro-lifers think it's different, too. They won't admit it, but, like, if you actually hammer a pro-lifer into, like, what should the penalty be for a woman who gets abortion, it's usually really fucking low. Now, I know there's, like, the really, you know, yeah, if you ask somebody with Groiper in their name or something like that, some trad Catholic who thinks you should be stoned for reading the Bible without a priest reading it to you. Like, if you ask somebody like that, if you ask a really extreme motherfucker, sure, fine. But ask your average pro-lifer, and it'll be some tiny-ass little sentence. And then you just be like, so, like, if your wife drowned your 6-month baby in a tub, would that be an appropriate sentence? And I usually think it's different. Because instinctively, people recognize it's different. I know, y'all gonna get on me. Oh, you Beck Love. Whatever, man. It's not the same fucking thing. And you know it's not. You all know it's not. Instinctively. You all fucking know it's not. Like, if somebody told you, like, oh my gosh. Like, I knew somebody that happened to. Terrible. Had their fucking baby. You know, and, like... They never even got it from the hospital. There was some sort of complication. Caught a virus or a bug or something. You know, and spent like a couple weeks on ventilators, and it was dead. Kid was dead, and it's horribly tragic. You know, that almost wrecked their marriage. Almost killed that poor guy mentally. Like, is it the same thing as a miscarriage? Like, fuck no. You know it's not. But yeah, that's going to be what he says. It's, you know, the guy on death row is a person and the fetus isn't. That's what he thinks. Like, everybody likes to tap dance around the issue, and it's like, no, the issue is, do you think it's a person or not? Yeah.
Is that you're assuming, your question assumes or presumes that, that the locus of control that is carrying out an execution and the locus of control that is carrying out an abortion are two equally weighted constructs. They're not. One is a governmental body electing to terminate the life of one of
Oh, I didn't see this one coming. I thought, oh, so it's wrong because the government's doing it. All right.
the people that it represents, and another is a private citizen making a decision to use lethal force in the protection of their own rights.
So if I shoot the murderer, it's cool. Okay, I did not see him going this way with this. This is a bit more Ayn Rand than I expected. Okay, you got me, Duke of Tumwater. This is a bit more interesting than I thought it would be. So the baby's violating the nap. It's like you're just evicting a squatter. All right, that's.
So these are two different questions. And whether or not, whatever you agree, whatever your beliefs about these matters, they remain two separate issues as far as the distribution of rights and the distribution of power. I can tell you very simply why it is not right for the government to impose the death penalty in a free society. And this is not the only reason I'm opposed to the death penalty, but just structurally I'm giving you one specific answer to that. And that is that the government in a free society, which we and it's obviously far from perfect, but it's what we have in this country. In this country, a free society, we agree that in the pursuit of justice, it is better to risk letting a guilty man go free than to risk punishing an innocent man. Fundamentally, we agree that in.
Okay, but that's not. Like, I agree with that. I absolutely agree with that. I burden of proof on the state and all that. You know, I'm never with these, like, what was, like, the American Most Wanted guy who talked about victims' rights and all this other shit. And, you know, I'm never one of these law and order guys that looks at your basic constitutional rights as some sort of technicality and that kind of shit. Yeah, I would rather 100 murderers go free than one guilty dude goes to jail. That's, yeah, I'll agree with that. But once we've established guilt, as difficult as that is, and as difficult as it should be, then yeah, fuck them. First of all, I happen to think that, you know, probably getting a needle in your arm is actually not as severe as being stuck in a rape cage with Tyrone for 30 years. That's just kind of my thought. Like, I think I know which one I'd prefer.
The greater pursuit of justice, that is the desirable outcome. That is the desirable position that the government ought to take on behalf of its citizens. Okay, so the issue with that then becomes, because we acknowledge that as a moral statement of moral high ground. Therefore, the next problem becomes if the government punishes somebody incorrectly, the government is then bound. The government, in recognition of its larger pursuit of justice on the pre-existing terms, is therefore bound to, if somebody is incorrectly punished, is thereby required to restore that person to their previous degree of freedom and reasonably pay them some degree of reparations for the egregious.
Like, okay, yeah, I agree. If they throw you in jail for 5 years and it turns out you weren't guilty, yeah, they should be paying through the nose. But also, like, in the same way they can't, you know, unkill you, you also can't, like, give somebody back their 5 fucking years. All right, you can't restore their fucking life. Not really. They'll cut you a check. It's probably not going to be enough. Because frankly, for that kind of thing, it should be fuck you money, and it won't be. But also, they can't unrape you. Okay, they can't have you know, like they're never going to be able to make it right. Let's be real. So the argument that, well, they can't make it right when they kill you, they can't make it right either way. All right. Like, they can't. And also, the death penalty is a pretty fucking rare thing. It really does not. I mean, maybe in, like, Texas, but they go a little fucking crazy with it. Generally, though, it doesn't even get applied very often.
For the egregious overreach that the government committed against them. If a person is executed and then found to be innocent, the government cannot enact its responsibility to restore that person to freedom. And so,
I mean, no, but they could compensate the family, that kind of thing. I mean, again, they can't give you back your time. They can't, they can't unrape you. They can't do that. Skip ahead a bit. I don't want to be here all day.
That was found guilty of murdering 2 white girls simply on the basis of the fact that he was the last person to see them live, the last person to have interacted with them before that.
Yes, I know. The South in the 50s sucked. I assume that's when and where that was. But yeah, I know. The government overreaches. I don't want to watch all this, man. I don't want to pick on Jordan either. I like Jordan. I have to admit, he didn't go with it. He didn't go the place with it I thought he would. I thought it would just be, well, I don't think the fetus is a person, so fuck it. Instead, he went kind of like, well, the government's not doing it, so it's cool. Get that squatter out of there. I mean, that's an argument, I guess. I can't remember who it was, but there was some female comedian that was on stage drinking some booze or something. And I don't, she probably was just fucking joking, but like, who knows? Fucking degenerates. But she was like, I gotta drink more booze because she pats her stomach and goes, I'm drinking for 2. And she goes, well, for now, somebody's getting evicted. I fucking love that shit too. I love dark humor. I love it. And every time I say that to like one of my right-wing friends, I'm like, yeah, that joke was hilarious. I think it might have been Amy Schumer for like that 6 months she was funny when she first came out there before she ran out of jokes to steal. It's like, that's terrible. And it's like, whatever, man. You can joke about whatever you want. Well, you can't joke about the stuff I care about, guys. You can't do that. That's not cool. All right. Yes, this was David Sereni's old friend. They did a very nasty breakup, though. Though in all fairness, I guess I did too with him, so. Good old Arini been kicked out of 109 friendships. Somebody says the Muslims are currently hacking and bludgeoning people as we speak. Well, yeah, they've been doing that for about 700 years. It's not really news. They just tend to do that. Don't know what to tell you. I can't plow through a hole because there's so much to unpack like all the time. I'd just be here all night. So, here's a fun little story chat. Now, I don't know about you. Some of you maybe have never even gone to a Comic-Con. You're not cool like me. You prefer to read that fucking manga. So, I don't know. Maybe you've gone to an anime con. If you didn't pass out from the smell, I assume you mostly went there to buy shit. Because that's what I go to a con for. There's fun stuff. There's cool stuff to see. There's panels and goofy shit like that. And there's all the cosplayers. There's stuff to do, quote unquote. But generally, if I go to a Comic-Con, I'm there to buy stuff. I don't know about you, Chad. looking for some old Ninja Turtle comics, maybe a cool t-shirt or figures or something, goofy shit like that. Well, some people apparently, they go to a Comic-Con, they're also looking to buy. But they're looking to buy fucking sex slaves, apparently. I didn't know you could find that at a Comic-Con, myself. But here on Entertainment Weekly, from 4 days ago, 14 arrested, 10 victims recovered in alleged sex trafficking sting at San Diego Comic-Con. This really does go to show you how Hollywood San Diego Comic-Con has become. Let's see. Quote, unfortunately, sex traffickers capitalize on large-scale events such as Comic-Con to exploit their victims for profit, said California Attorney General Rob Bonta. How? What? Were they like forcing them to be cut? Where was the sex slave booth at Comic-Con? Law enforcement agencies executed a successful sting at last week's San Diego Comic-Con. California Attorney General Rob Bonta announced Wednesday the San Diego Human Trafficking Task Force arrested 14 alleged sex buyers and recovered 10 potential victims of sex trafficking, one of whom was 16 years old. Holy crap. I mean, for Hollywood, that's practically old. Between Thursday, July 25th, and Saturday, July 27th. Support service advocates were provided on site for the victims. The Attorney General noted the massive scale of events like San Diego Comic-Con often provides opportunities for sex trafficking to occur. I still don't understand how. Like, what? Like, is it just because there's more people in town, so there's more people trying to get hookers? They're just like saying this happened there, but like where was it? Where was this taking place? Was it just in a hotel nearby? I don't. Let's keep reading here. Unfortunately, sex traffickers capitalize on large-scale events. Yeah, you already said this. These arrests send a clear message to potential offenders that their criminal behavior will not be tolerated. We are grateful to our dedicated partners involved in the San Diego Human Trafficking Task Force, whose collaboration has been invaluable. We take great pride in our officers. Yeah. That's great. Beautiful story. Obviously, we find this very disturbing, and while we were not made aware of this operation, it is our understanding that the arrests were made outside of the event. A rep for Comic-Con tells Entertainment Weekly, we work closely with a variety of law. Did this really have anything to do with fucking Comic-Con? Or was this just some shit that happened in San Diego in the general vicinity of a Comic-Con taking place? If there's somebody smoking crack outside of Wendy's, it doesn't mean Wendy's is selling crack. The task force is a joint effort that includes the FBI, Department of Justice, Homeland Security. Yeah, that's great. They also contacted potential victims of alleged trafficking. Acting HSI Special Agent Christopher Davis condemned traffickers in a statement. San Diego proudly hosts special events like Comic-Con, highly attended events that allow us to showcase our growing and beautiful city. Okay. He said, however, when people use these events as an opportunity to prey upon minors, what were they snatching kids up from the I don't even understand what was actually happening here. Like, somebody bought a hooker that turned out to be 16? See, because a lot of times when they bust prostitution stuff, and I understand this was a minor this time, but just in general, a lot of times these girls, to avoid charges, will be like, I was sex trafficked, and just completely roll over and turn on their pimp. But I don't understand how this has any connection to Comic-Con. I saw this article about a week ago, and I reposted on Twitter with a joke or something like that. because it's funny. Let's see. There is no more insidious crime than human trafficking, said Sheriff Kelly Martinez. The coercion and violence which enslaves people for profit and places them to forced labor or sex is criminal. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck any of this has to do with Comic-Con. This story got passed around a lot last week, and I think that it's just something that happened in San Diego at the same time of Comic-Con. Because I'm not seeing any connection. They're not saying like the cosplayers were all sex slaves forced to dress like fucking Vampirella and Red Sonja. Like, so he says Comic Cons, anime cons, video game cons, been to all of them, loved every second of those nerdy events. I've been to a lot of Comic Cons, both as a customer and a vendor. I've been to a bunch of retro game cons over the years as a customer. Did one anime con as a vendor. The smelliest group of motherfuckers of any of those. So it says, in all the years I've attended nerd cons, I've seen guys do cringy shit like stalking from the front to the back of a convention hall, but I never heard of no sex trafficking at these. Yeah, I don't know that this really had anything to do with Comic-Con. I'm not seeing that, anything has any. I'm not seeing anything where this is actually connected to Comic-Con. Aside from apparently taking place in the same city at the same time. Somebody saying I should watch Should Christians Read Watch Wizard Fiction from Gospel Partners Media. I'm sure that's cringe. I don't know, man. That sounds terrible. I would say yes. Read what the fuck you want. I mean, we're getting a lot of duplicate messages, and it's from a lot of people, so I think YouTube's maybe being buggy. Shame I'm not getting duplicate super chats. Gospel Partners Media. I don't know, chat. We could watch Greg Laurie's fucking, what was it, Red Dog and Yellow Dog and Born Again Dude. This is why his stuff getting double posted. I don't know, man. I think y'all broke it. I think all y'all guys broke it. You broke it. Yeah, this story, I don't see where this has anything to do with Comic-Con.
Have you heard of Jesus?
Oh, so super chat here. Duke of Tumwater. I don't find comparing a fetus to a squatter convincing because a squatter doesn't come into existence solely due to the actions of others. I wasn't saying it was necessarily an argument I agree with. But, I mean, in all fairness, though, if you're somewhere you're not wanted. So he said either that article is clickbait bullshit or that sex trafficking was taking place within the area. I've seen that article passed around a bunch, and I've seen it in multiple sources. I mean, it was a big enough story that the guy that, the Comic-Con head or whatever had to fucking comment on it. He should have just been like, this had nothing to do with us. What are you talking about? I see no... they didn't show any evidence that anybody involved in this sting attended Comic-Con or anything. It's just, wow, there was a human sex trafficking sting close by to Comic-Con. Okay, so, you know what? Okay, he says start a minute 10 in with no contact. And even though you didn't send me a super chat for this, I will go ahead. Gospel Partners Media. Should Christians watch wizard fiction? Let's see if we can find this. It's probably cringe. It's probably just more Philistine horseshit from evangelicals. Because that's how they roll. What's that again? Gospel Partners Media. Let's see if we find it. From 6 years ago. Okay, so I should go a minute 10 in.
Permit me to...
We'll go a minute 10 in with no context, he says. So maybe this will be funny.
A little bit hungry, could use some sustenance.
Okay, I'll back this up a bit. Alright. This is what is wizard media? I think he means like stories with wizards in it. Like just, you know. Just fantasy in general, I guess.
A little bit hungry, could use some sustenance. That is a really, really good apple. That was your cue, Adrian. That was a really good apple.
I hate apples. I hate apples.
You're kidding me.
I hate them. I hate apples.
But this is a Honeycrisp.
I hate apples.
Well, I know you do, but
I hate them.
kind of hungry. Been talking a lot here. This isn't as easy as it looks, you know.
Right.
I hate both these guys already. I just did. First of all, why does this guy look like a sleazy lawyer in a porno? And then this guy, jeez, I just don't like him. Just don't like these guys.
I mean, I hate them though. I absolutely hate apples.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I hate apples.
Okay,
I know, I heard you, but
you don't like apples.
clearly, look at how pleasing to the eye this is.
I thought you were my friend, and I hate apples.
Well, I am your friend now.
But I hate apples. And you're eating an apple, and I hate them.
But I enjoy it.
I hate everything about this. No. I don't even know what the fuck they were going on. Let's just give them a thumbs down. Why conservative Christians in particular? Why are they like this? Why they got to be fucking Philistines? This sketch needs better pacing. That channel needs deleted. Is what we need. That would be my notes. Delete the channel and delete yourself. In YouTube, of course. And in real life. Keep watching. I'm getting to the good part, am I? I don't think I'm getting to the good part. So this is one thing the far left and the far right has. Keep watching, slave. Nobody paid me for that one, all right? Let's calm down there. I'm going to have to pay up before you spit right in my mouth. One thing the far left and the far right have in common is they both suck at humor. That's because humor requires, just art in general requires some level of honesty. And ideologues can't do that. This is so great. Another Christian who's going to rant about how stories with wizards are the devil. My favorite one that we covered on here, this was from the 80s, and it was like he was bitching about like cartoons in general, but mostly He-Man, and he would go off about like Skeletor did this bad thing and Skeletor did this other bad thing. So the cartoon is like telling you to do, and I'm like, Skeletor's the bad guy. He's not the moral center of the cartoon. That's a concept I understood at like 4 watching He-Man. I understood, oh, that's the bad guy. But I'm like, I remember thinking, does this guy not understand how fiction works? Or is he just a grifter? I don't know, man. I get... You know, you want to know why the right keeps losing the culture war. Even with the left dropping the ball. The left is completely fumbling the ball right now. And the right can't pick it up. They just can't. They're Philistines by their fucking nature. You know, the best they can do is give you fucking Born Again Dude and Yellow Dog and Mr. Bertram and shit like that. And, like, that stuff fails. That shit fails for the same reason that leftist woke horse shit fails. Because nobody wants that. Let's see if there's anything else these guys do. Gospel Partners Media / Wretched.
United Methodist Church delegates over...
I hate when channels do that. Let's see, anything on here interesting? Sorry, I know, dead air. Whatever. None of this looks really good. Ah, shit. I don't know, man. I don't really want to cover much anything else right now. Just kind of wanted to shit on Israel a little bit. I don't know. I might wrap it up here, guys. I know. I usually try to go an hour, but why force it? You know. See, this is why I gotta have a co-host. I gotta have somebody to bounce off of. Alright. Well, I think I'm gonna wrap this up. Went on for as long as I felt like it. Alright, chat. If you enjoy the content, I don't know why you would, because low effort dog shit. But if you do enjoy the content, do consider supporting the show. Streamlabs.com/thebechtloff. PayPal.me/thebechtloff. And that's about it for tonight. I want to thank you all for listening.